Hello, Internet. My name is Samuel Huber from SammyHuber.net, Huber Family Adventures on Instagram, Sammy Huber on Facebook, and this is, as you heard from yesterday, I'm starting a new segment called Heroes of Autism.
Hmm.
I'm here today with Ben, who's going to tell us a bit about his life experience about being on the spectrum, being an adult on the spectrum, because that's not a topic often talked about. It's all about the school. But what happens after we leave school? So, Ben, take
Mm.
it away. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you for the introduction, Sam. That was very, very good. Amazing. So, I am Ben Hartranft. I am a 21-year-old on the autism spectrum, turning 22 next month, May 20th. Um, what a bit about me? I was diagnosed on the autism spectrum when I was 2. Basically, my mom and dad thought I had a hearing issue, so they took me to the doctor, and they thought everything was going to be okay. A child only should know 200 words, but I only knew 20. A speech therapist taught me how to talk. Her name was Paul Barson, and she taught me how to talk. And today I just talk, and there's no off button on me.
Hmm. So, what was it like growing up on the spectrum?
You know, it was hard to understand when I was growing up. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I said to my mom, I want to take my brain out and wash my autism away. And now today, I just want to advocate for those people to help others down the road. And I just think that's what we need to do is to help others and get this message out there.
That's great. So, what changed in you from going from I want to wash my autism out to I want to advocate for people like me. I want to create this
When I got
positive.
older and I understand more about it, I did some stuff in middle school. Like I did an autism awareness day on a show on their TV show in middle school, and then I started selling pretzels and raised money for autism. And then when I was in 2000, when I was in ninth grade, I was 15. Wait, yeah, no, I was 15. Um, 2019, yeah, no, sorry, 2014. Sorry, ninth grade. I was in ninth grade, and then I did some stuff in high school, and then I done a lot of research studies for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. This was all before the Eagles Autism Challenge happened and Eagles Autism, and a lot of stuff happened. I had a dream when can we talk about high school real quick while we're
Sure, go
on it?
ahead, Ben. You have all the time in the world.
Yeah,
Go.
so I then after even middle school, my parents were afraid of me of like what's gonna happen next through high school. Like what what is gonna be the next step, you know? Um, you know, uh like God guides me to the right people at the right time. So I wanted to talk about my church real quick. So um our church has a great disability ministry called Calvary Church of Souderton, and they serve people from 15 to 35 and above. And it's a great way to connect with people, and they have a buddy program at our church, and it's just a really cool opportunity to meet new people.
Very cool. So it sounds like this church really helped you become more
Mhm.
extroverted rather than introverted.
Yeah,
And the big thing that I'm about is helping people understand adults on the spectrum.
yeah,
You went from going through school, getting all these therapies, to
yeah.
becoming an adult. What's it like being an adult on the spectrum versus being a kid
I
on the
just wanted to go through high school real quick, and then I'll go through the
spectrum?
adult. So going through high school, parents thought, oh, my child, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if you're going to get bullied. I don't know if you're going to get, if you're not going to be well known or you're not going to be respected in high school. That all changed. I made so many new friends in the building at North Penn, and I knew everybody's name. I even knew the security guards and janitors, and it was just an amazing experience. Going into my senior year, I said I want to run for homecoming king, and my mom over here was like, Ben, are you crazy? I don't know if you're gonna do it. And I did. I won. I proved everybody wrong. And all my friends wanted me to win. And it wasn't like, oh, I don't think he should win. It's like, oh, we want him to win. It was just an amazing opportunity. And then that turned into then I went to the Eagles Huddle Up for Autism, and they wanted to do a story on me. And then that led to me carrying the Super Bowl trophy and me going on the Ellen show.
You went on the Ellen show? Can you tell us a bit about that?
So, so I did the post-12 program for 2 years. So my last year at, oh, are you okay?
Sorry about that. My TV went off.
That's fine. Take your time.
All right,
All right.
go ahead.
So,
Tell us about Ellen. Tell us about Ellen.
So I had this dream when I won Homecoming King. I went and I said to myself, I want to get on Ellen. So I tweeted at her, no response. She did not retweet back. I did not hear anything. So I kept trying and trying and trying. All my friends wrote in. And then eventually I said, I want to talk about autism. Well, I haven't heard anything for 3 years. One day, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
They called. It was a Burbank number. It was 2018, coming back from Six Flags. And I said, I'm gonna pick up the phone. Okay. Hello. Hi, is this Ben? Is this the Ellen show? And it was one of the producers. So they said, you're sworn to secrecy. You're not allowed to tell anybody that we called. We want to do a Skype interview. So we did a Skype call, and then we heard crickets for 6 weeks. We haven't heard anything back. Week before, they said, we want to do one more Skype call. The week before, they called and they said, we want you out here next week. And I'm like, school, work, what am I going to do? How am I going to tell my bosses? How am I going to tell the school? And my mom had knee surgery, and I said, can we reschedule? No. So we had to go out that week. So what I did is I basically told the school I'm going to a conference, and the school was like, where's your conference at? I said, somewhere in Philly. I didn't want to tell them it was out in Los Angeles because I didn't want them to know why in the world are you going out to Los Angeles to missing school for this? I'm like, I don't know. So I said, I'll call you later and I'll explain. So then I had to tell my boss at my job at Dorney and Olive Garden. I had to tell my boss because I don't want to lie to them and say, "Oh, I'm going to a conference," because I don't want to lie and say like, "Oh, I'm not going to be here," and then they go, "Where are you?" So we flew out Wednesday. We get to California. Thursday's the day. We go in the limo. We get to the Burbank studio and Warner Brothers, and we get there, and I'm sitting in the green room for 2 hours. Sorry, there's too much noise in the background. It's
all right. I don't hear it.
It's okay. We are sitting in the green room for 2 hours, and the producer came up and they said, "Oh, John Dornbos is going to do the Ellen Tube taping with you." And they said, "You're not going to meet Ellen. You're going to be on the Ellen Tube." And 5 minutes before, one of the producers had to talk to my dad. I was in the room with the other producer. Me and John are in the room talking, having a conversation, and then Ellen surprised me. And I had my biggest reaction I ever thought I would ever get.
What was that reaction?
I was like, okay, is this real or is this fake? I mean, honestly, when you're first looking at the TV screen, you're like, okay, I don't understand. Is this a message that she's giving me, or is this, because sometimes you don't know, like on the spectrum. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's real. So I literally just ran out on the stage and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I got to sit on the couch where Ellen is.
And how was that?
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it was so amazing. I mean, like, we literally talked, and I talked about why I wanted to be on the show, and talked about dreams, and we talked about my jobs. And honestly, it was a great way of promoting autism in many different ways. Because that was the goal, was to get on Ellen to talk about autism.
What's Ellen like in real life? Is she as delightful as she is on TV?
She is so nice. She is like the nicest person. I see my picture right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's my picture. He's hugging Ellen. Oh, I still love that picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really huge that you got Ellen, and she has promoted autism a few times. I don't know if you've seen the Starbucks barista that's on the Spectrum video with her.
No, I have not. I should see that one.
Definitely check it out on YouTube, man. It's a really great video that
That's actually really cool. It's actually
It
really
is. It's about someone who took a chance and hired one of us to work as a coffee barista.
That's actually really cool. But no, I mean, my goal is to actually open up doors for them to actually talk more about disabilities in many different ways. And I think that was an unbelievable experience. And then one of my other next goals is to actually get on a couple of TV shows. Can I tell you, or do you want me to?
Go ahead, Ben. The sky's the limit.
All right. So I'm trying to get on Jimmy Fallon, Kelly Clarkson, Good Morning America, GM Today Show. And then I heard there's a new show that John Skowinski, have you heard of him from The Office?
Oh, yes, I know him, yeah.
He started a show called Some Good News, and I would love to get on his show to talk about autism and acceptance, how we can embrace disabilities on many different levels.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get on there, man, with persistence. Everyone that's listening to this video, help Ben get on those shows. Right into those shows. Help him get on.
Yeah,
we
gotta make this happen because we gotta. I have tried tweeting, emailing, calling, Instagramming, and they have not responded. So I'm gonna keep doing it until they say yes.
I like the determination. This leads back to our earlier question. How has being on the spectrum changed from being in school to being an adult?
Being an adult. You know, being an adult is like when you turn 21, you're like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Like, what is gonna happen when I turn 21? Like, you're on this cliff and you're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? So then I literally I was like, I don't know. So when I got out of school, I did the CAPS training program down in Philadelphia, and I applied for a job at Access Services. They created me a job. And then fast forward to a couple weeks back, when we were stuck in quarantine, all my events got canceled, all my talks got canceled, and I'm like, what am I gonna do while I'm stuck here? And I said, I'll start a radio show. So that's when I started my own radio show to promote autism and promote different people in many different ways.
That's great, Ben. And I definitely, that's the reason why I started this show, because we had to help inspire people, because I work with a lot of families with children or adults on the spectrum. We got to inspire them to pick up a passion project. And I think a radio show is a great way, since you're so extroverted. And this leads me to my next question, which is, do you have anything you want to say to the kids that are on the spectrum? In other words, if you could tell your young Ben anything, what would you tell him?
That is actually a really great question. Oh, I never got that question before, but that is actually one of the best questions I've ever got. If I was a young Ben, I would say, never give up. Always remember to always be persistent and always rely on Jesus, and always remember to be who you are today. And then for those kids out there who are on the autism spectrum, keep fighting, and parents, whatever, keep fighting for your child. Keep up hope. Please, please, please keep persisting. Please keep contacting your local people. Contact your doctors. Contact your agencies. Contact whoever you need to do. Please keep contacting, because what you need to do is, there's a hope for these people out there, and they're put on this earth for a reason, because they are known to work. So they need to be working. So that my goal is that people with autism won't be excluded. They will be working.
So you're saying is that basically you want for people like us to feel included.
Yes.
Which leads to my next question. You were at Inclusion Fest with me last year. Can you tell the folks a bit about your experience last year at Inclusion Fest?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I went there last year, and Amy Pender, I met her at North Penn, and I was giving her my card, and then she contacted me months later, and she said, we want you to come up to this festival. And I said, okay. And I'm so glad I went, because I met you, and then I actually met Julia Featherman. I don't know if you heard of her.
Yeah, I've met her.
She created an app making authentic friends. I actually had her on my show a couple weeks ago.
Very cool. Yeah, I had her on the Inclusion Tube show, that the other YouTube show I run.
That's actually really cool. No, and I think if we work together and we bring different people on, people will be like, "This is an amazing show. I think we need to do more shows often." Um, yeah, I mean, my goal is to actually partner with different local shows that we do and
Mm,
expand their networks out to other people.
definitely, because it's all about community, man.
Yeah.
That's how we end the misconception that people like us want to be alone. No, we
Uh-huh.
want to be included. We want to get out there. We want
Uh-huh.
to be part of a team, just like our Eagles.
Yeah.
So this leads me to my next question. What does inclusion mean to you?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I like these questions that you give me.
Thank you.
Inclusion means to me that we should all be connected. We should all we all have a story. No matter what, if you're if you have a disability or not, and no matter where you live, we all should be included. We should all be kind to one another.
Love it, Ben.
And I
Um,
want to say my quote real quick. Having autism is not a bad thing, and it doesn't characterize who we are. Everyone is unique and special, just like a rainbow.
Amen. There's more to us than the diagnosis. I like to end this interview with the following question: what do you want the world to know about being autistic?
You know, I want to take the world to the next. Well, I want to tell the world that we want to take it to the next level. We want to take this awareness to action, and I feel like people and celebrities and famous people just need to hear about this. Need to hear about us in many different ways. I don't like when people are talking about like themselves. They need to be talking about like disabilities and autism and inclusion. And I think that's the next level and the next step they need to do.
Love it, Ben. So if someone wants to book you, Ben, for a talk, an interview, for anything, how can people get a hold of you?
Actually, I could. You have my email that you sent me. It's the Ben RCT one. No, not Ben. I'm sorry. Better GEAC, the one I sent. We've been emailing through.
Mhm.
And if anybody would like, I have an Instagram, Ben RCT1. That's Ben RCT1. That's my Instagram. Benergy EAC is my Twitter, and Ben Hartranft is my Facebook. And I'm also
Excellent.
going to send you my website in case if anybody wants to tune into my website. And then I forgot to tell you, on Tuesdays we do the Ben and Jay show every Tuesday, and we talk about different guests on our show. We bring some different people on who have autism and they have experience with autism, and we talk about what they do and how they get involved in many different ways.
Excellent. So people, look Ben up and check out his new radio show on YouTube. I will link that in the description below. Please subscribe to both our channels. All right, Ben. Thank you for coming on on my show. This is Heroes of Autism.
Thank you so much.
All right. Signing off.